fucking madman, dude. Yeah, well, I guess as soon as we walked in, we sat that close to each other. I almost knew that this isn't a great idea, but you know, he turned around and I said, "What are you looking at?" And he said, "What are you going to do?" And I don't know, there was some words, not even sure what it was. He got the kids out of the way, and you know, it's almost like it wasn't nothing was going to happen, and then he just jumped over the chair at me, and yeah, you know, the rest is history. We can see it on the video, but I mean, now I know the man punches like a girl. I understand his finish rate being 33% makes a lot of sense. I can't believe that man drops anyone. But like I said, come 20th of January, the security won't be there to save his life when I'm on top of him.
So what kind of an asshole sits Strickland next to Plessis? This asshole. That's who.
I mean, you actually manually did the seating assignment for that?
I do every seating assignment every week. Yeah.
All right, so that's on you.
Yep.
Do we know
what fucking stupid is that? I mean, seriously. Well, I don't know what humans you can sit Strickland next to, but definitely not Plessis. You know, it was I don't even know how I missed that, and yeah. So.
Here to your right. In the build-up to this fight, you said there wasn't anything that Leon Edwards had done during his reign that had impressed you. Has that changed now that you've shared the octagon with him?
No, nothing impressed me. I mean, honestly, I don't feel like I got in a fight. What did he do that separated himself from me? How did he show that he was like this level above me? He didn't show that tonight. He didn't knock me out. He didn't wobble me. He didn't fucking win every round decisively. You know, it was a competitive fight. Could have went either way. You know, it depends on what judges are sitting in the booth that night. We know how the judges are, so no, nothing impressed me. And the guy's boring, man. He's mumbling and drooling most of the time when he's talking. Like, the guy's not likable. He has no redeeming qualities. So, you know, I feel bad that the UFC has to deal with him, you know, in business and as their champion. You know, it's a pathetic excuse of a champion.
And this is the third time you've come.
With Colby and his performance tonight, obviously the time away from the cage probably was a factor, but do you think there was pressure on him, like, you know, involving Trump to the level he did, wanting the belt wrapped around by him, 35 years old, potentially last title shot? Do you think maybe the pressure got to him a little bit?
Yeah, I think pressure gets to everybody. I'm sure Leon had a ton of pressure. I mean, he was just talking about what he said about his father, and, you know, the last thing you want to do is now go out and lose to that guy. All these guys deal with pressure. But Colby's been in big fights before. This isn't Colby's first rodeo. He's been in big fights, and Colby just looks slow and old tonight, in my opinion.
Did Trump give his feedback on Colby's performance?
No, I think everybody felt the same way. I mean, he got out wrestled by Leon tonight. This gentleman over here, I think, asked me about or one of you two, about what's too much and when it comes to you know, the trash talk. After that press conference, or during, in the middle, or whatever, pay-per-view shot up 25%. Literally, you can literally, and it wasn't like they were, like our analytical team was basing it off YouTube views. They were basing it off actual pre-buys while the press conference was going on and ended. 25%. Globally, too, not just on ESPN. Globally, up 25%. Which is fascinating, absolutely fascinating.
So he was also leaving money on the table in a sense too. By not fighting more often, he was leaving money on the table.
Well, I mean, you see guys that want to wait. I mean, Chandler's waiting right now, and I mean, there's a whole laundry list of guys that I could say are waiting.
Colby wasn't waiting for Conor. Colby was waiting for something else.
Yeah, well, no, he's waiting for a title shot.
Do you happen to know Trump's reaction to Colby's performance?
Did what?
Do you happen to know Trump's
well, I mean, like I said, I think he felt the way everybody felt. I mean, I don't know what you guys' opinion was, but mine was that he looked really slow. He had a hard time handling the speed. Could never really get off because of the speed, and even got out wrestled. So, you know, he didn't voice anything. He waited till Colby spoke after the fight and wanted to hear his, his interview, but no, I didn't really have much to say.
Colby was saying that if he had won, Trump would have wrapped the belt around him. Is that true?
No.
And then finally,
Do you think Secret Service is going to let him get up there in the middle of the octagon?
I'm pretty,
Definitely not.
I'm pretty gullible.
I respect Bryce so much, and this is the first time I ever met him. He's a great guy. He comes from, his coaches are super nice, and when I hit him and then I got excited and then I looked over and he was still down, it's hard to celebrate. So I'm just wish him nothing but the best. I know he has a baby on the way. He's building a house. We're all trying to achieve the same thing. I wish I wish no harm on my opponents, but at the end of the day, if it's him or I'm choosing me every day.
Well, kind of going off of that, I know, just based off how much you respect Bryce, on the broadcast, it showed he was looked like he was having a seizure for a moment. He was shaking in there. Was that difficult to watch in there? Yeah, you won, but it just seems like something. It was just a different kind of knockout.
Yeah, and I feel like I've delivered some bad knockouts before, and it takes the excitement away. I didn't know he was that hurt. Then I looked over and I see that, and I'm like, I can't celebrate. You know what I mean? Because yeah, it's tough. Because I imagine what his coaches are looking at. They're seeing him in a very vulnerable spot, and I can't even imagine his family. What they're thinking. So yeah, I wish him nothing but the best. He came back. He said he was okay. I just hope he takes some time off. He's a super talented individual and young, hungry. He'll bounce back.
Hey, I want to let everybody know that I'm okay. I want to thank y'all so much for watching, and I've just been so blessed this weekend. I cannot complain about anything, and really where I messed up is a poor strategy. So my strategy was stick to the jab, make my reads, work my feet, kind of sit on the outside, but that put me to where I'm not putting that forward pressure that I really like to put, and it also made me look like timid, and that's not how I fight. I fight very aggressive, and so I encourage anybody who's got a fight in their life, not just a fist fight, I'm talking about any type of fight, be aggressive and attack it, because at least if you go down and you lose that battle, you're going to know you fought and you went head on towards it. And so just a bad strategy by me tonight. And gosh, Josh hits hard, and he's so low to the ground when he throws that overhand right. It's hard to hit him with anything, and what can I say? I could have done better, but I obviously didn't. I'm so lucky to live the life that I live. I have a wife because of this sport. Me and my wife would have never met if it wasn't for this sport. I have a kid coming because of this sport. I have a house because of this sport. I have a farm because of this sport. I wouldn't trade it for nothing, and there's nothing that's going to get me down. I'm just going to refuse to let negativity control me. And I just want to tell y'all that I love you. And I've had so much prayers this week. It has been overwhelming. I'm talking hundreds of messages. I went on Tucker Carlson and got 2 million views. I mean, it's just overwhelming, the sense of just acceptance or validation that I get from y'all. And obviously I wish I could have performed better for you, but it just, my best was not enough tonight. And if I switch my strategy up, I think it will be. So that's the thing, hit the drawing board, come back, and I'm good. It could have been a lot worse. When I was in that hospital, I was getting rolled by people with no legs, no arms, faces all messed up, face turned sideways like a dude got in a car wreck, so I cannot complain about anything. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm healthy, and I love y'all, and thank you.
What do you do with Tony Ferguson moving forward? Because obviously he took a lot of damage in that first round, but then he tried to fight back, and I think that's what 7 losses in a row now.
I would love to see Tony retire.
And what do you go with Paddy Pimblett? Obviously, Tony's popular, but like I said, he's on that kind of that skid. Do you now skyrocket him up?
Well, listen, when you talk about a skid, right? You look at the guys he fought too, and that plays a factor into it. And how did he look right up until he lost? Tonight, Tony did not. Tony tonight looked like he should retire.
In case he does go up to you and say, "I want to continue," are you guys going to offer him another fight, or is that kind of like a let's sit down and talk about it?
Yeah, listen, Tony's been an absolute warrior and a dog in this sport, and you know, I don't want to disrespect him by publicly talking about him retiring, but I would love to see him retire. That's really where my head's at.